Right, now we're just going to do a short video on how to add a header and how to add a footer and how to remove them and to add automatic text to them. So first of all, there's a text that we used earlier in the columns example, the columns video. There's no header or footer on there at the moment, it's plain. So the first thing you need to do is go to the insert menu, and then over here in the middle there's a header and footer. So click on the header, and then there are various options. There are sort of fancy ones that you can choose from down here, and you can even add your own. If you have a header that you make yourself and you want to keep, you can save it and add it to this list. But most of the time we're just going to use the blank ones. Just click on one of them. You can just delete or overtype this. So up here might be something like your name. Now if you tab once, the header is divided into 3 columns, if you like: the left hand side, the middle and the right hand side. So you can sort of add some text there, and if I tab again, that will move me over to the right hand side. Add some text there, and you just hit backspace to undo your text, delete your text, and also move around. So what we want to add here, let's leave the center one blank, and we'll just go over to the other side by pressing tab, and here we want to actually put in the name of the document, file name. As we have added the header, a new ribbon has appeared, the header and footer tools design ribbon. So in there we want to go to document info, and here you could add the author's name, the file name, the file path, document title. Let's do the file name. We haven't named this, we haven't saved this one, so it's just document 1, which is the default one. We go in there and save that as columns video. That would change to columns video if we then added it. So that's your footer. Sorry, that's your header. Now there is a quick way to go down and make a footer direct from your header, but for this I'll show you that in a minute. For now I'll show you how to come out of it. You can either double click outside the header anywhere or press the escape button. See, the header's gone grey as we're back in the edit page. So now we want to add a footer. You see the header is now on every page. So if we go to inserts and then footer this time and choose blank one. So here you could add whatever your company name, whatever text you want, spell it right, whatever text you want to put in there. Let's have the page number in the middle. Now the page number, there is up again in the header and footer tools design ribbon. You can add the page number. If you're already in it, we want current position. You can add your page number. You don't need to be inside the footer to do that, really. You can do it direct to the page. But as soon as we are in the footer and we're actually where we want it, we're going to set it at the current position. And again, you can have the standard number 1, 2, 3, or you can have more fancy ones like page 1 of 1, etc. There is quite a good shortcut. I'm just going to move over one more. Quite a good shortcut, and that's the Shift, Alt and P, but that just gives you the standard 1, 2, 3, which is fine in most occasions. So we're going to use the date and time, so we can go over to the design and date and time, and we want an automatically updated one. So we could just type the date in there and that would be static, but if we want the date to change, tick this box here, and then every time you open it up in a week's time, the date will be that day's date. Click that. Again, shortcut for that, quite a handy one. It's a Shift and the Alt keys together and D for date all together. Come out of that, escape button. So you want to remove the footer, just go back to the insert ribbon, footer, and down here it's remove footer. So I'm just going to go into the header and show you a shortcut way of adding a footer if you're already in the header. Now to get into a header that you've already got, you can either, or the easiest way is just to double click it. You can go to Insert, Header, and down here is Edit Header. It does the same thing. Double clicking in there is the easiest, and you can change whatever text you want to do. Once you've done your header, or you've inserted it, if you just use a down arrow twice, first one just moves you down a line, down arrow again, and that will jump into the footer if you've already got one, so you can edit it, or if you haven't got one, it will make a footer for you. That's about it. That's all there is to it. It's worth adding a header or a footer or both to every single document you produce, unless it's just rough notes that are never going to be printed out or given to anybody else. But if any notes are to be printed out or given to anyone else, it's really quite unprofessional not to have a header or a footer on there. So it's worth doing. As I said earlier, if you want, so you've got your company name and your logo inside there, you've got fancy, you can save it. I'll just go into that one. I have to select it first. And you see it's got save a selection to footer gallery. This is the footer gallery essentially. So you can save your own company or work one or school one, college one, and then just so you don't have to rewrite it every time. Equally you could save as a template, but that's another subject. Okay, so there's headers and footers. In the exam you will be asked to put your name in the footer and header of the various documents. Any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll try and answer them for you.